Hey guys, this is Shaft, and we're bringing to you a pretty awesome little cast. With me today is my good friend Mass Murder, who's actually just recently upgraded his computer so he can handle some casting, streaming kinds of things. So it's a great pleasure for me to welcome him back. Michael, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Oh, doing well, but I really don't think the viewers give a shit about how we're doing, so let's hop right on into this game. Here on the bottom right-hand side of Star Station, we've got our red Terran. He is CreamCake, also formerly known as Cookie. And then here on the top left-hand side of the very same map, we've got Root Catz, a really well, actually one of my favorite Zerg players. I don't care what anyone else thinks. But, yeah, dude, ZVT. This is a fairly recent game. What are your thoughts on the meta right now?
I like it a lot. The Widow Mine definitely helps out a lot. Back in Wings of
course.
Liberty, I didn't really have an answer to
Yeah.
beating Zerg, and I always lost to Zergs on a ladder and at tournaments. So now it feels like I can actually handle them and beat them.
Yeah, man, I actually feel like Widow Mines are super OP. Quite frankly, dude, I have no answer for them. It's if you don't have, the raw APM of Startail Life, you don't have a chance to get with Widow Mines. Or at least that's how I feel. What are your thoughts on it? Because there's not anything going on in this game right now.
I think once you're able to sacrifice units and know exactly where the Widow Mines will be, that's how you can beat it. I played against people that just sacrifice one Ling and sets it off, and then I have 6 Widow Mines, and all of them are off because he used a couple of Banelings or Circlings, and then he just comes in with Ultralisks and rapes my army.
Yeah, well, fair enough, man. Fair enough. Well, we've got Catz taking a fast expansion. Very, very standard meta. Now, this is cross-map spawns. How does that change this up, if they were both top or, cross-map or whatever?
I personally don't play on this map because I don't like how you can spawn next to each other because it's hard to take multiple bases, and if you spawn closer, I kind of feel like it's harder for each player. Unless you're a Protoss, then you can 4-gate and stuff, and it's easier. But
Well, this is
as a
EV2.
Terran player, I don't. Yeah, as a Terran player, I don't like spawn next to my opponents. So
Understood.
long distance definitely helps the Zerg, in my opinion, because they're able to get up more bases without the Terran having to, while the Terran has to try to stop it.
Well, we do have an expand coming out for CreamCake, and we have a fairly early gas here for Catz. Not going for that super economic no gas build, which is fine. Still no gas taken right now for CreamCake, so it looks like this is going to be transferring into a very standard kind of economic play for CreamCake, maybe even getting a fast 3cc, whereas Catz
Well, he
just wants...
take his tube.
Hmm?
He just took both of his gases right now.
Yeah, actually, that is a little bit weird. But he's taken them both at a fairly late time, so I guess it's not too bad. We do have the SCV finally scouting Catz's base. He is going to see that, one gas has been taken. There's no Roach Warren, no Baneling Nest, nothing like that, so he's not really going to be worried about any kind of offensive. So, yeah, where do you think the Terran's going to go from here?
Well, I think he's going to get up to 4 Marines and then transition into Reactor Hellion. And since he sees that the Zerg took drones off gas and probably stopped at the 100 if he checked the gas, actually, he would know that he's not gonna get any more gas and probably not gonna go for roaches anytime soon until he sees that he goes mech or something.
Right.
But
This is close to... Go ahead.
Oh, he just got his reactor in his factory,
Mm-hmm.
so he's gonna be going into reactor Hellions.
Now there is a nice little Overlord snipe happening here at the Zelnaga. It's kind of a positional game for CreamCake because he's got to keep a Marine on the high ground and a Marine on the low ground, else the Overlord can just evade him. However, this is not going to supply block Catz, or actually apparently it went ahead and did, even though he had plenty of time to prepare for that. 3 Overlords are on the way now, so it's not going to last too terribly long, and the Marines are going to go ahead right on home. We've got orbital commands coming up at the natural. Factory is about a third of the way done. Starport going down as well. So 2 factory, Starport, barracks, tech lab on the way. This looks like it could be mech. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I definitely do think it's mech. I think since he's not getting any more barracks and opted for the second factory, why wouldn't it not be a mech?
Mm-hmm.
And Cats might be kind of like in trouble with the mech timing since all he has is lings and isn't getting any gas except for now he
Well, it
got his
takes
gas
forever
production.
for my mech to actually show up. Now, we do have 2 evolution chambers coming. Nice little wall off here for Catz. He can easily block the right-hand side of this, block this ramp, however he wants to do it. He's also going to go ahead and get those upgrades, really transitioning into that mid-game phase. Hellions now taking map control away from the Zerglings on the Zelnaga towers, but 2 Zerglings going to come up here to the front of the base, go ahead, sacrifice themselves against the Hellions. But that's okay because he sees 4 Hellions are on the map now. So he's actually going to go ahead and make 6 Lings to deal with that. We've got a 3rd gas on the way now for Catz.
Yeah, personally, if I was a Zerg and I saw 4 Hellions, I would just put down a Roach Warren just in case. You might not use it, but later in the game it might come in handy, and just in case if he does go mech, as you see that CreamCake is, it helps him transition into against mech.
Yeah, Blue Flame Hellions are about halfway there. Because, I mean, as you said, dude, Wings just are not going to do well against Blue Flame. So Roaches are going to be necessary for a meat shield. The thing about this is, though, Catz is getting Ling upgrade, so he might decide to go into that super fast Ultra. He's got 3 bases now. He's, getting the upgrades. The thing we're not seeing, though, is, he's got this layer that's just now starting around 9 minutes, and that's going to ultimately hurt him if he was going for super fast ultras. Now, Overlords are getting hunted by these Vikings. Actually, really good placement here on the Viking. He seems to know exactly where the Overlords are. Taking a look now at the income tab, we've got a 19 harvester lead for Catz, who's also got about 600 more minerals coming in, as well as double the gas. So, yeah, Catz enjoying this economic lead. But there are 10 Hellions, coming out to reinforce the 3 already on the map. So, Catz's 4th base might be able to be punished by this.
It kind of looks like CreamCake kind of messed up economically since he has 26 harvesters at his natural and only 10 at his main. He should at least have 16 on the command centers
16.
as the numbers.
Well, yeah. And huge Hellion attack here, wasting most of the links. It looks like he's going to go ahead and kill off a lot of these drones. They're lining up very well for the Hellions. The Hellions actually getting a surround on the Queens. And here we go. The drones just getting roasted here. Wow. More coin flip. Fucking idiot. Wow. Catz a little bit mad here. Okay, looks like Bellingham's going to go run right on into the Hellions. Going to go ahead and kill off most of the Hellions, but there are 4 left on the map, though they are Bradley bruised and going to go ahead and get cleaned up by Lings. Just curious now how many workers were killed there. 22 workers killed by CreamCake.
If CreamCake handled that better with his micro, he would have not lost as many Hellions and could have possibly killed more drones. I mean, all those Banelings almost, basically killed all of his Hellions except for 4, and left those 4 badly bruised, as you said.
So I suppose that was a little micro mistake there, but Ling's coming in for a little counter attack. There's a Widow Mine here. Going to go ahead and clean up the last 2 Lings. Nope. Yep, there we go. Wow. Nice little split there by Catz, but it won't really matter. There's not too much going on. Viking going ahead, hunting down the Overlord and the hatchery. The 4th hatchery has now finished for Catz, who's taking all 4 gases, going right on into Mutas, it looks like. Now, Mutas versus Mech. Mech is very slow, so the mutas can take care of harassment. But there are Widow Mines conveniently placed to deal with this. What are your thoughts?
I think once you get the turrets and you have the Thors out, mutas aren't really good. And in a straight up battle, mech versus mutas and zerglings, I feel like the mech will win, especially since Terrence has Hellbats now. And personally, Hellbats beat Zerglings, and the Thors plus Vikings will beat off the Mutalisk. And
Good word choice there.
yeah, and the Zerg will lose in a battle, I think.
Indeed, indeed. I think that's looking kind of rough here. So actually, it's very smart of Catz to go ahead and switch into Roaches, even getting Roach attack at this point. It's about 3/4 of the way done. Roach speed. He knows at this point that this is definitely going to be mech. I guess the Mutalisks are really to punish the Hellions and get those cleaned off the field, so he can switch into into holding map control. So I guess I cannot fault him too bad. He's only made 8 Mutalisks, and they are going to be upgraded with armor, so at least he'll be able to soak in a couple more Thor volleys as well.
I think what the Mutalisks were used for was to get back map control. As you can see, he's able to use the Mutalisks to stay on the map, keep his Hellbats away and Hellions away from his side of the map, while he starts to tag up, get his hive.
Oh, killing
starts
off
pumping out
SCV,
roaches.
building that command center.
Yeah, that's a big hit for CreamCake.
Yeah.
Because he needs to start getting those bases
And
to really make that mech army strong.
Yeah, so we've actually got the supply depots that have got call down supply on them being targeted here. Those are actually worth double and even supply blocking CreamCake here. Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, the Mutalisks here are definitely disposable. He's only using those from map dominance. So by trading them even slightly inefficiently for SCV kills or supply depots, in the long run that's going to be worth it, because this is not his bread and butter army. And we even have a 5th base now being taken by Catz. Really probably for the gas. So we've actually got swarm hosts here.
Yeah, I really like that. I think once he gets Hive, he should go into Greater Spire and start getting Broodlords with swarm hosts, and then get Roaches on top of it. That way he gets all those free units, and the only anti-air is his Thors and Vikings, and hopefully the... I personally don't go against swarm hosts at all. Like, I haven't had one... do they shoot air?
No.
Okay, so the Vikings will be...
Yeah,
so he'll need a couple
no
Corruptors.
Yeah, he'll need that. But the fact is, that's going to take a lot of gas. So establishing these 5 bases is going to be crucial. Now he's getting 2/2 upgrades on his ranged attack with 7 more swarm hosts on the way. Hydralisk Den on the way as well. It looks like Catz actually kind of choosing to switch into his anti-Protoss build. So I'm interested to see how this is going to hold off. Hellbats and Thors now on the way, and the first wave of swarms, of locusts are now coming out of the swarm hosts. Tanks positioning up. Hopefully the tanks will kill off the own Hellbats. That's really what swarm hosts are aiming for here. But this is not looking good for Catz, as this mining base is it's definitely going to go down. You do not want to engage a Terran in this situation. He can only poke and prod with the locusts.
Yeah, but it looks like the locusts are actually holding it off pretty well, and the Roaches are going to come in from the back. He just keeps on fortifying. He will probably lose the base. I mean, it's not taking any damage except from that one tank, and the Thor is all left alone, getting targeted down by the Locusts. So he's losing a lot here.
Yeah,
CreamCake
CreamCake losing a lot of resources here in exchange for basically nothing. These timed life units actually do not cost Catz anything.
But CreamCake is swooping around, trying to go and attack the 5th base
and the 6th.
Catz.
Yep. So, CreamCake actually has basically sacrificed those Thors to hopefully kill that base, which it did not. And that was definitely a mistake there by Cookie. It looks like Catz going ahead pulling off his drones yet again. And this is a lot of lost mining time that is definitely paying for CreamCake.
Yeah, and all these tanks will die here to these Locusts, I feel.
Yep, and it's also important to note that there are 2 Hellbats in the 3rd base of Catz right now, stopping a lot of mining from going on here as well. Thor's showing up now, back at this fourth hatchery, as well as a Hellbat drop. Another base being taken over here by Catz, and it's actually going to get dropped on as well.
Yeah, amazing play by Cookie, just sniping the fourth, getting the fifth and sixth killed while keeping the third from mining. So income, I mean, he's only mining 900 per minute.
So
with 86 harvesters.
Who says Mech can't be mobile? Apparently not Cookie.
Yeah, he's just splitting up his army, attacking since he knows that he has only swarm hosts, basically, to stop anything, and the small little roaches. And as long as he keeps his army split up, he can stop a lot of his bases and continue to do these drops that do a lot of damage, sniping off some queens and killing a lot of drones.
Yep, 3-3 upgrades now on the way for Cookie, where we've actually got a pretty large Hydra force coming out for Catz now. Roach Hydra has been very popular in Heart of the Swarm against Mech, so we're going to see what Cookie has to throw against that. He is at that max 200 army, and with Mech, that's really the time you want to go ahead and push. Unfortunately, he does not have too much detection here to deal with these swarm hosts. Does he have? Oh yeah, he's got plenty of scans he can use.
If I was Cookie, I would plop down some command centers just for extra scans and maybe take some additional bases. I mean, sacrificing those SCVs and getting the mules out definitely help in his mech army to get more supply.
Absolutely.
Stopping the mining at his fifth too. So.
Yeah, 10 kills on one Hellbat, 12 on the other, and all of those are in drones. So we're definitely seeing Catz getting a little sloppy with his defense, but most players when they're up against Mech are not thinking, oh, well, I should defend myself from drops too. This is actually a really interesting new style that's developed in the metagame over the last couple of weeks. Yeah, people were definitely doing Mech before that. Hold that thought, actually. Roach Hydra is tanking the front line with some swarm hosts in the back as well, with Viper's Blinding Cloud. That's basically making these siege tanks completely useless. CreamCake definitely getting the worst hand in that engagement.
Yeah, he definitely needed that battle to come back into this game. Wiping up his whole army and having the Mech players start from fresh, and not even having really that many bases with minerals, so Cookie really needed to win that engagement and kind of was in a bad spot. And
Yeah.
I guess the Vipers helped a lot.
Yeah, that one Viper
was a good choice
is
by
actually
Catz.
completely paid for itself. Now we do have Cookie going ahead taking a fourth and a fifth base. I'm sorry. So yeah, it's really not the minerals like you were saying there that are keeping Cookie down. It's his gas. You will notice that he's floating a pretty heavy gas bank. Or I'm sorry, a heavy mineral bank, but he's basically got no gas whatsoever. The exact opposite is the case for Catz. So not looking good right now for Catz, despite winning that engagement, because he just does not have the minerals to really spend on what he needs to.
Yeah, and Cookie also attacking the fourth right now with
Yep.
the Hellbats. But it seems like
Fourth and
Cookie's
fifth.
Cookie's just sacrificing a lot of gas units, such as the 4 tanks at the fifth, to snipe these bases, and he's kind of like starved for gas while not being maxed.
Yeah.
So he's plugging that
And
max
there's a
out
pretty-
on Hellbats and stuff.
Yeah, pretty nice engagement here at the fourth as well. Those Hellbats getting a lot of kills. Let's try to stay focused on the action here with the Vipers dropping another Blinding Cloud. Oh, looks like Swarm Host not able to actually attack siege tanks directly. He definitely thought those were burrowed there, but either way, he is going to go ahead and kill off the rest of those tanks. Doing a great...
Yeah. Catz Miss Micro there kind of paid the tanks off, so the tanks were actually worth sniping the base and killing 4 Swarm Hosts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. And now this huge army of Swarm Hosts is marching single file into another group of Hellbats. These Hellbats are going to enjoy the very clustered drones here, and the drone's going to cluster even more as they've been right-clicked onto an extractor, but the Hydra's going to go ahead and clean that up easily. Unfortunately, CreamCake's units are a lot more expendable right now than Catz is, as he's working on 6 bases against the 4 bases of Catz. Catz now taking a 5th base, but it's not established just yet. And the bases of Catz that are established don't have the best drone saturation.
Yeah, this is the point of where the Zerg doesn't want to be in. He's not spending any more creep. He's staying on practically two bases with minerals at them. So, and he's not able to take any other bases, and the Terran player is able to free expand without taking any damage. So, definitely Catz is in the worst position that he could possibly be in.
Well, either way, Catz is going ahead and sending out some Swarm Host Locusts with Blinding Cloud. So, despite not having a very good economy, he is using his tech advantage in the best way possible. Most of those Vikings going ahead getting taken care of. There's really nothing left here, though, but Swarm Hosts to deal with this. The Hydras have been dealt with. The Vipers have all been killed off as well. And Banshees are on the field now. To basically make Catz's life a living hell. Looks like this coin flip that CreamCake went with early on, as Catz called it, is really paying off to his advantage, as, again, the Swarm Hosts as spellcasters not able to do the best raw damage, and there's nothing else on the field still for Catz.
Yeah, CreamCake finally adding on like additional command centers. I feel like he should add on an additional 3 for those mules and sacrifices SCVs, because he's mostly consistent tanks. Like I said, he should have went with Broodlords. He definitely would have had a better chance of being more into this game with Broodlords instead of having a Hydralisk, Swarm Host, Viper army.
Well, I think the ultimate goal was eventually to get Broodlords, but you need a lot of anti-air for Broodlords. And again, these Locusts are not anti-air. Regardless, there is a good scan here on the Swarm Host, and the Terran army is here to deal with it. Siege getting in position, but actually missing most of the Swarm Host. He would have stood a lot better of a chance there had he just left the tanks, in normal mode.
Yeah. CreamCake is going to actually transition into air again and battle cruiser out and Ravens.
Indeed, sir. Indeed. Once the cattle bruisers start coming out, the Zerg is in trouble. Now, both of these guys have been at 200 armies for quite some time. Looks like CreamCake going to be content just to kill off this creep spread. There's very little creep on the map, but even so, he can minimize that quite a bit. Now, a little bit of a rough blinding cloud there, losing a lot of Hydras in that mix, but he's trying to buy some time for reinforcements as well as, buying some supply, because again, these guys are both at 200. Ooh, good transfuses there, saving a couple of Swarm Hosts.
Now, do you think Catz should have went into Ultralisk by now? Do you think?
Well, it'd be great if he had the economy to do it behind, but again, CreamCake has just done such a good job of minimizing that economy that there's no way Ultras would have worked, especially not with this many tanks out on the field.
Okay, yeah. I understand.
Well, yeah, Hydra's is still doing a good job holding CreamCake at bay. CreamCake is scared to attack into this Swarm Host Hydra Viper combo because really Catz can hold a given defensive position a lot better than CreamCake can attack into it. It's basically two defensive armies just parked at each other at this point.
Yeah, and CreamCake's just going in there with those Hellbats. He picked off like the 7th base of Catz, so now you're just going there killing more drones, picking off that Queen. And the Hellbats. Oh, and he just attacks. Oh, he lost all of his Hydras right there.
Yeah, that was very, very impatient there for Catz, losing over 100 supply and not even dropping the GG as he leaves the game. Catz,
I think that was a misclick.
Yeah, it's definitely possible, but yeah, overall, I mean, Catz just kind of got outplayed there. He was starved for economy. It was a war of attrition that he just lost. Mech continually catching him by surprise. The Hellbats initially just wrecking him, and then constant drops and Hellbat, small 3 or 4 Hellbats at a time, being sent into his different bases. You can actually still see that at the 30-minute mark when the game ends. There are still Hellbats just being deposited into his mineral lines, and quite frankly, Catz was completely unprepared for that.
Yep.
Well, guys, I think, yeah, definitely a good game. Definitely a good game. I think that, Terran might be a little bit OP right now. It's interesting to see some of the balance changes that Blizzard is planning to introduce in the new patch, especially Burrow only being 50-50. I'm interested to see where the game's going to go from here, but I think Catz might just be a little bit frustrated right now. Either way, though, guys, I thank you for tuning in. Michael, thanks for joining us today.
Mhm.
Guys, thanks for being awesome. Have a great day.